final plea calendar. I'm Judge Eric Morrow and will be presiding over today's calendar. Everyone should have been here before, and I do have some paperwork regarding pleas this morning. Position number 1, David Baker. I see a David B. there, and Mr. Majeski is the attorney. Have we heard from Mr. Majeski?
Your Honor, the state has not. He did return the plea paperwork signed on Monday.
Okay. I will hold for his announcement. David B., can you hear me? Can we send him a message through the chat, please? It doesn't appear that he can hear me. Actually, here. I have the.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Ms. Lynn. This is going to be a plea this morning.
It is, Your Honor. I'm working through my camera issues and Ms. Blair is trying to log on momentarily.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position 3, Cedric Boswell.
Good morning, Judge. Brandon Dixon on behalf of Mr. Boswell.
Good morning, Mr. Dixon. What are we doing with Mr. Boswell today?
Judge, we are requesting a jury trial.
Okay, and those jury trials are still to be announced. They will occur in the Orca division. We will send you notice when your case is scheduled. It won't be scheduled until sometime in January. Okay.
And Your Honor, I apologize. The state would just like to put on the record that from this point forward, the state withdraws its offer, and it would be a non-negotiated plea if Mr. Boswell decides to plead prior to trial.
Okay, so noted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. Anything further, Mr. Dixon?
Judge, that concludes my business. May me and Mr. Boswell be excused.
Yes, have a good day. And
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
position 4, Lot Briscoe.
Morning, Your Honor. This one is mine. I haven't given that this one's a DUI, we do have a offer from the state that I think is very strong. However, given that it's a DUI, we haven't seen discovery on this one yet. So I'm going to ask that it be set for the next final plea calendar just to get some time so we can receive that and review it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, for the record, Mr. Trejo, this case has been already reduced to reckless driving. I'm not sure why it's still showing on the calendar as DUI.
I understand, and like I said, that's fantastic, right? Speaking openly. However, again, just to evaluate everything completely, I would still like to at least take a look at the discovery before we accept anything.
Okay, it'll be reset to the January plea calendar at 9 a.m.
What was the date on that, Your Honor? I heard January.
Say it again?
I heard January, but what was the date?
January 11th.
January 11th. Great. Thank you, sir.
Is Mr. Briscoe on the line? Briscoe Lott.
I am, Your Honor.
Your case has been reset to January 11th. We'll see you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Position 5, Shane Brown. Yes, Mr. Brown.
I haven't had contact.
Your Honor, I apologize. We are unable to hear Mr. Raphael.
He's saying that he has not had any contact with his client. As such, this was reset from the 13/2022 status conference calendar. Mr. Brown has received notification of this calendar. Counsel says that he's not been in contact with him. What's your pleasure, Ms. Riley?
The state would request a bench warrant, Your Honor.
A bench warrant will be issued if Mr. Brown does not appear by the end of the calendar today. Position,
Number 5.
is Mr. Brown in court? Okay. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak with him.
Right.
He doesn't have to come up. He can. Okay, thank you.
We'd ask for a free trial.
All right.
Who's the solicitor, I'm sorry?
Who's the solicitor for Mr. Brown?
That would be me, ASG Riley, Your Honor.
Okay.
I will have you all speak this month.
Yes, Your Honor.
Position 6, Jasmine Champion.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lawrence Corn for the defendant. Miss Champion is, I'm in constant contact with her. I've actually spoken with her. Is that you, Miss Champion?
Yes,
iPhone 4? Okay, so
Yes.
she's here. Here's where we are on this case. I received updated plea offer and plea forms last night. She is obtaining proof that she's completed some parenting classes, Judge. If we could, if I could ask this be placed on one more final plea calendar, I believe we'll be able to get this fully resolved at that time.
Okay, so what's the issue with, I know that we already continued this from the status conference calendar to this final plea calendar. Is there no way that we can handle this instead of putting it off since?
I mean, I haven't completed the paperwork yet. I just got it last night, and I do need to speak with Ms. Champion about that.
Okay, all right. January 11th, 9 a.m. Let's see if we can have all the paperwork complete so that we can move this case forward at that time, okay?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Have a good day, Ms. Champion. We'll see you on January 11th.
Thank
Okay,
you. You can go, Ms. Champion.
okay,
We'll talk.
okay.
Position 7, Etienne, was that a null pros?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe Ms. Marshall Story submitted that.
Ms. Etienne present?
Her counsel is present, Attorney Crawford.
Who's on mute?
I'm here, David Crawford.
Morning, Mr. Crawford. It's my understanding Ms. Etienne's case has been null pros.
Yes, sir. No objection. Thank you.
Do you have other cases on the calendar today?
I do not, sir. May I be excused?
Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Position 8, Charles Glenn.
Morning, Your Honor. I represent Mr. Glenn. I do see that he is online also. This one should be a plea based on the conversation we had last time.
I'm present, Your Honor.
Hey, this is Amy Glenn, his mother and also the victim in this case.
Thank you, Ms. Glenn. We will speak with you.
Okay,
Hold on, Mr. Glenn, we'll be with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Position 9, Deandra Graham.
I represent Ms. Graham as well, Your Honor. This one we would like to pre-try with the state.
Is this your case, Ms. Riley?
It is, Your Honor. I'm handling it from Ms. Marshall Story.
Position 10, Marcus Greer.
This one is mine as well, Your Honor. We do have an offer in this case. While we're discussing the While we're discussing position 9, I'll discuss with Ms. Riley and hold for our report, please.
Position 11, Royce Hall.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Andre Smith on behalf of Mr. Hall. Myself and the state have been in negotiations this week on this case. I'm not sure if they want to continue to talk today. I'm more than happy to. We still haven't received discovery, but I'm at the court's mercy as far as what to do next on the case.
I will double check, Your Honor, but I do believe that Ms. Marshall's story indicated that discovery is available through the e-filing system.
I looked and I didn't see it. I'm happy to get on the phone if someone want to direct me to it, but I looked and I didn't see it.
Okay.
When did you look?
As soon as the last court date was, I think we had the 10/13 court date, and she informed me to go look. I went on there and looked. I didn't see it. But if there's a window or link or something that I can just go to and see it, then I'm happy to do it and go get it. No problem.
All right, well, the court's preference is that this October 13th of year, we had a status conference calendar. This goes for everybody and everybody.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, you're going.
Breaking up, Your Honor.
What about now?
That's perfect.
Can hear you, Your Honor.
So in the future, if you can't find discovery or something, please call the solicitor that's working the case or the solicitor's office and let them know that you're having trouble. We can move these cases forward if we all cooperate to move them forward. So if there's an issue that you can't find something, please contact the clerk, please contact the solicitor's office prior to coming to court. I'm happy to, well, I'm not happy to do it, but I will January 11th at 9 a.m.
No problem, Your Honor. We'll be there, and we should have this resolved by then.
And Your Honor, if I could, for the record, discovery is in case manager as of February 17th, 2021. Once Mr. Smith filed his entry, he would need to contact the clerk's office, as that is all that the state would be able to provide. So the clerk's office would have to assist him from there on how to get it.
Okay, I'll call him today. No problem.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Have any other cases on my calendar, Mr. Smith?
No, Your Honor. May I please be excused?
Have a good day.
All right, you have a better one. Thank you.
Position number 12, Sydney Hepburn.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Sarita Githier. I'm handling this case for Ms. Marshall's story, and she requested that this case be placed on the December 15th calendar with the companion case.
December 15th. Do you know what type of calendar? I don't have that before me. Do you know what type of calendar that is, Ms. Githier?
I do not. Let me see if I can find it.
There is a final plea calendar, Your Honor, on December 15th. That is the only calendar we have so far for
Okay.
Orca B. Yeah.
I'm being told that we have a status conference calendar as well. Let's go ahead and, if the companion case is on the final plea calendar, let's just put the.
Yeah, the companion case is actually on the Orca B show cause calendar for December 15th.
We'll put it on the show cause calendar so we can do them at time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position number 13, I have that's a null pros, Diamond Jones.
Yes, Will Kelvin on behalf of Ms. Jones. Ms. Jones is present on the call and no objection, Your Honor.
Okay. And is that correct, Ms. Githier, that this case was null?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good to see you, Mr. Kelbar. Have a good.
Likewise, Your Honor. Have a good morning.
Position number 14, Gloria Netherland. I also have that was a null pros. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Position 15, Tony Prudhomme, Prudhomme. Does not appear that Mr. Prudhomme is present. This was reset from an Orca B status conference calendar on October 13th. What's the state's pleasure?
The state requests a bench warrant, Your Honor. I have tried to reach out to him on November 2nd and have not heard back from him. So the state requests a bench warrant.
He doesn't appear by the end of the calendar. A bench warrant will be. Position 16.
Hey, excuse me. Hello?
Yes.
Hey, yeah, I just heard y'all say my name Sidney Hepburn, but I didn't hear anything that y'all said about my case.
Okay, so what's your name?
My name's Sidney Hepburn.
That's the one I requested to be placed on the December 15th calendar, Your Honor, position number 12.
Yes, good morning. Your case has been December 15th, 1 o'clock, okay?
Yes.
All right, you have any?
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
Position 16, Jose Rodriguez. Yes. Good morning, Mr. Rodriguez.
Your Honor, I'm unable to hear Mr. Rodriguez.
I will repeat what he has to say in just a moment. Ms. Githia, he's telling me that he has received the plea paperwork, but he was unable to fill it out. Is it your understanding that this is going to be a plea this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And do you have the paperwork that you can? Oh, we do have it. Yes, sir. All right, so we'll get you the paperwork so you can fill it out. All right, we'll be with you, sir. So he's going to fill out the paperwork. He's in court with us this morning.
Okay, thank you.
Position 17, Amanda Stamps.
Good morning, Your Honor. James Key from Ms. Stamps. Your Honor, we had the status conference. We had status and we got their discovery, but I came down with COVID the week after, and now haven't been able to meet with anyone or even get back to the solicitor on this case. And so could we just put it to the next, either the December 15th or the January calendar, and I can get caught up with this.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that you're under the weather, Mr. Key. I will reset this to give you an opportunity to get back on your feet until the January 11th final plea calendar, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it. I think that's the only thing I have, Judge. Okay, thank you.
Position 18, Rasheen Stitchcomb.
Javier Trejo for Ms. Stinchcomb, Your Honor. I was having some conversations with Ms. Githia yesterday evening, so if I could just speak with my client during the recess and hold for our report. I see that she's present.
Uh, 19, David Thornton, as my understanding, has been transferred to the DA's office. Is that correct?
Your Honor, if I may speak with is Mr. Cohen online? If
I'm here.
Yeah, I don't think we finished our conversation on it, so.
I did not know that. I thought we were talking about going to DUI court, and he was on board with that.
Right, that's what they're talking about. I just wanted to verify that with you first.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so yes, that will be transferred, Your Honor.
Wait, you have to go to the DA's office to go to DUI court?
It's going to be
I just want to clarify, where's it being transferred to?
It is supposed to be transferred to the DUI court.
Okay, that's the question of it. That's what we're looking to do, yes.
Very good.
And
Position,
then we'll get the paperwork together and get that done.
okay, thank you. Position 20, Shahjahan White.
Am I dismissed?
Yes, Mr. Thornton, you can go. We'll talk.
All right, Mr. Cohen, thank you.
Thank you.
Or, excuse me. You have to get it a steady place for me.
Yes, sir.
Mr. White, you were reset from the 2022 calendar. Have you retained counsel in this matter?
You should have attended counsel.
Have you on this matter? Mr. White, I'm gonna need for you to stop walking, okay?
Trying to get to a space so I can sit down.
Get somewhere.
All right, I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Mr. White, charged with simple violence.
You're going in and out, Your Honor.
Ms. Githia, do we know, is he going to matter the last time?
He was, my understanding is that he was, had accepted the plea offer and the plea paperwork was emailed to him on October 13th. And then I followed up with you again by email on November 7th and haven't heard back from you, Mr. White.
Okay, Mr. White, did you get the plea paperwork?
I had to mute him, Your Honor. That's why we couldn't hear you. So unmute yourself, Mr. White.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Paperwork.
Yes, sir. I had got the paperwork and then I just couldn't figure out how to sign it, email it back.
Okay, so have you tried to do that?
Yes, sir. And then I tried to I couldn't see the email.
So have you paperwork, Mr. White?
You say it again. You said, did I receive the paperwork?
Completed it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you go back to the?
I'm supposed to be sending it to the Sarita Githia.
Yes. And also the litigation manager, Essen Smith, her email address is also on the email.
So I had to send it to both of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and get it started, Mr. White.
All right.
Position 21, Shakita Williams.
Judge, that's my case. I have not received a plea offer on this case, and Ms. Williams was in court the last time. I don't know why she's not here right now. Ms. Williams, are you on the line? No, I'm going to try to get a hold of her, Judge. She should be here.
Okay, I will. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I thought that Mr. Raffoff was the PD on this. I sent the offer to him, but I will send it to you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Raffoff, do you have that case?
The file.
He says he has the file.
Oh, I don't. I was wondering about that.
Says that we sent her a text message, and it doesn't show a response. The phone would not take the call, and she was sent a text message.
Okay, I'll give you all until the end of the calendar to see if you can get in touch with her.
I'll get it. I'll try right now, Mr. Raffoff.
Position 22, Terrell Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor. Marvin Arrington on behalf of Mr. Williams. We have the plea paperwork and we'll be emailing it to the court shortly.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Arrington. We'll await the plea paperwork.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, anyone on the line that did not hear their name or join the session late?
I did not hear my name, Your Honor. David Baker.
Position number 1, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Baker. You're represented by Mr. Majeski, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to hold for his announcement. So if you can hang on the line for us. Do you have his number?
Yes, sir. And I've been texting him and have not heard back.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. So we'll see if we can get in touch with him, or we'll see if he comes on the line. So if you'll just stay present with us, we'll be with you.
Yes, sir.
So I do have Ms. Blair's paperwork. Can we go ahead and take, is this your case, Ms. Riley?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to take this plea first since it's ready to go. Do we have anyone that needs to go into a breakout with Ms. Githiea? Nine, 10. Mr. Trejo.
One more time, Your Honor.
I was saying that, are you ready to go into a breakout room with Ms. Riley? I mean, with Ms. Githiea to discuss any cases that you all need to discuss?
I think the ones that I needed to pre-try were with Ms. Riley, Your Honor. So I can hold until after that plea is taken.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Do we have
What, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I do have Rasheen Stitchcomb as a pretrial. That's not with Ms. Githiea? Or you need to speak with the client? Okay.
okay, so are we ready on Ms. Blair?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And, let's see, where, oh, there you go. Good morning, Ms. Blair. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Judge. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
Well, also. And it's my understanding that this is going to be a no-low plea to disorderly conduct. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor, as a county ordinance violation.
Very good. Ms. Blair, can you unmute yourself for me, please?
Hello.
Morning. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Riley?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state would expect the evidence to show that on April 8th of 2020, officers were called to 35 Green Chase Court in Fulton County, made contact with Ms. Ashley Blair, who advised that she was in a physical altercation with her boyfriend. Upon further investigation and speaking with Mr. Zachary Calhan and his mother, Krista Calhan, the officer determined that Ms. Blair determining or stating to the officer that she struck Mr. Callahan first as while she was charged with battery family violence. However, after speaking with Mr. Callahan and further investigation, the state has amended the charge to disorderly conduct, county ordinance violation based upon our review of the facts. And the state's offer in this case is 12 months probation, or 6 months probation, 2 anger management classes, 20 hours of community service, and the state has no objection to probation terminating upon completion.
Ms. Lynn?
Yes, Your Honor, just briefly, just to give the court a little bit of a background of an understanding of what happened in this case. Ms. Blair, she has no criminal history whatsoever. This was a very unhealthy, toxic relationship that she got involved in back in 2019. She does wish to enter into a NOLO plea today. She does contend that she was not the primary aggressor in the situation, but she just wishes not to challenge the facts of that and to just resolve this matter. She's a newly licensed nurse, Judge. She recently just finished her nursing program at Kennesaw State, and she just wishes to move forward. I have spoken with Ms. Riley about the conditions of the probation, the 2 hours of anger management, 20 hours of community service. And we just ask that this be considered a condition-only probation where she will be allowed to be terminated upon completion of those conditions. And we just ask that you accept the plea as negotiated today.
Thank you. Ms. Blair, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 003430E, you wish to plead NOLO to disorderly conduct. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You're represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes.
Understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Will enforce or coerce you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as, I'm sorry, to plead NOLO. You pleaded NOLO to this.
Yes.
And I'm going to accept the NOLO plea, Ms. Blair. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And as soon as you complete the terms, the probation will terminate, okay?
Okay, thank you.
The sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't have to be on probation any longer.
Okay, thank you.
And I think we should put where she needs to report to probation in the chat. If we can get her to report within the next 2 weeks, hopefully it won't take her very long to complete the conditions, and she'll no longer be on probation. All right, anything further on Ms. Blair?
No.
Judge, I just wanted to be clear that Ms. Blair needs to stay on the line to access the chat so that she receives that information before she disconnects.
Right now, so as soon as she as soon as she gets that information, she's free to go.
Thank you, Judge. And Ms. Blair, do you understand that, how to access the chat?
I'm looking at it right now. Is it just this address?
Yes, Judicial Correction Services at 132 Mitchell Street. Is that what you see in Ms. Blair?
Yes.
Yes, that's it, ma'am.
Very good. Okay, so that does conclude my business, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Let's see, Mr. White.
Judge, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Did you cut out?
Yes, you're free to go, Ms. Lynn. Have a good day.
Thank you. You do the same, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Riley.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You do the same. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mr. White, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
And I'm gonna need to reset because it doesn't appear that you are completing the paperwork. So I'm gonna require that you come down here in person on January 11th for this final plea so that we can get this done, okay? Can you unmute him, please?
Mr. White, please unmute yourself.
Did you
Can you hear me now?
Mr. White, did you?
Like I said, I had just sent the email back with the paper signed.
Okay, so you've sent it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Githia, did you receive anything from Mr. White?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Who did you? Okay. I'll give for that to come through, Mr. White. So, you receive the paperwork.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I am waiting. Please, while I'm doing, Ms. Riley, stay on. I know that you all have business to discuss.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you?
Oh, Judge?
Yes.
Oh, just to let you know, I resolved my conflict, so I'm here on David Baker. Just want to let you know.
Good morning, Mr. Majeski. What are we going to do with Mr. Baker this morning?
Oh, it's a play.
And do we have the paperwork?
Yes, Your Honor.
We sent it in.
Yes, they sent it on Monday.
Who did you send it to, Ms. Riley?
It was sent to both myself and Ms. Smith.
Do you have it handy, Ms. Riley? Could you send it to Ms. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor. Give me just a moment.
Okay, she's sending it again, so.
Oh, by the way, I didn't mean to be rude. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Regarding Mr. White, I did receive the plea paperwork. However, several of the documents are not signed.
I think it's like the format I'm using, because like, can you tell me like what's missing there? 'Cause I thought I signed every part on there. I know some of the stuff ain't the attorney supposed to sign on it too.
On the plea and verdict form, you did not sign it or date it. You signed, it's two parts that's supposed to be signed on that page, and you only signed one.
Okay.
And then on the plea document, which is, you can ignore page 3 of the 3-page document, but the second page isn't signed.
So is that the only one, just the second page?
On your documents, the one that says signed, number 3, the
Okay.
second page isn't signed. On your document that says signed 2, 2 spots need to be signed, and you only signed in 1 spot.
Yeah, see, on that one, it said I plead not guilty, and then I plead guilty. But on that one, I'm supposed to sign where it say I waive my shit for. I mean, not my bad, I'm sorry, but I waive it for the plea, though, right? So I'm supposed to sign that little left one.
On the plea and verdict form, if you're pleading guilty, the side that says I hereby plead guilty, that would be the side you would sign.
All right.
If that's what you're doing.
Okay. All right, I'm about to send them back to you again.
And I do apologize, Mr. White. Can you circle your responses?
Okay, I got you.
I will do that. Mr. Trejo, are you with me?
And Judge, Ms. Shakita Williams is on the line as, she was his iPhone, but she's on the line under her name. That's Mike Rapoff's client.
Mr. Raffoff, it appears that your client, Ms. Williams, is on the line. So it's. Ms. Williams, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Your counsel is in court here with me. And I'm going to need for you all to get in touch with each other so you can discuss this matter. Can you put your number in the chat for me?
Yes. I put it in there.
He's gonna call you, so you need to take his call when he calls, okay?
Okay.
Raffoff, here's the number. Ms. Riley, I have received Mr. Baker's paperwork. Are we ready to proceed on that matter?
Yes, Your Honor. Give me just one moment to pull up the report.
He was having trouble before. Mr. Baker, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor, I can hear you.
So I understand, Mr. Majeski, that this is going to be a guilty plea to disorderly conduct. Is that right?
It is, Judge.
Are you ready to proceed, Ms. Riley?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you for the time.
Mr. Baker, can you raise your right hand for me? Swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Riley?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state would expect the evidence to show that on May 17th of 2020, officers responded to a domestic disturbance at 310 South Pine Trail. Upon arrival, they made contact with Mr. Baker and his roommates, Josh Morgan and Lynn Buckles, which they spoke with everyone, and from the statements from the parties involved, there was an argument that became physical between Mr. Baker and Mr. Morgan, and Ms. Buckles then tried to intervene and also became involved in the altercation. Also a threat to the roommates, placing them in fear of their safety. There was damage to property. However, it was Mr. Baker's property. So the state is proceeding on the disorderly conduct charge only, and it is 12 months probation 4 anger management classes. Mr. Baker is to complete a alcohol and drug evaluation and any treatment that is recommended, which I believe he has already completed. And he is to have no further violent or harassing contact with Josh Morgan and Lynn Buckles. And we have no objection to probation terminating upon completion of the conditions.
Ms. Mc- Can you hear me?
Did you call on me, Judge?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. First of all, I want to thank you very much and the entire staff here very much. This is exactly the kind of case I needed to get moved through this program. Frankly, Judge, I think you should be drafted to stick around to help out Fulton County long after we get done to this crisis. But that's just me. It's good to see these kind of resources. I see Mr. Corn here. We got excellent solicitors. So anyway, thank you for allowing this man to get on with his life. As for Mr. Baker, he is a good guy and exactly the type of guy that needs this kind of resolution and to get this over with. We're not going to see him in the criminal justice system ever again. We've never seen him before. He's really just kind of embarrassed by this whole thing and is glad to, kind of take his medicine to get it over with. And in line with that, he's one of the more proactive clients I've ever had in that he already did an anger management evaluation and a drug and alcohol evaluation about 2 years ago when this thing actually happened. I talked to the state and they said that, they're willing to accept that as far as the terms go, if I'm correct, on his probation. So we'll be able to provide that to probation at his first meeting. And that should close this matter, I believe.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Baker, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 003382E, you wish to plead guilty to disorderly conduct. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
Represented by counsel, are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
When forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Baker, you shouldn't be on probation for very long, but I will waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms of the probation, it'll terminate, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Anything further on Mr. Baker this morning?
No, Judge, not from the defense.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Well, have a good day.
Thank you, Judge. You as well.
Your Honor, would you happen to have the plea paperwork yet for Mr. Williams? I believe that's my only other plea, and then I can speak with Mr. Trejo in a breakout room, as well as Miss Amy Glenn at a different time.
I'm sending the plea paperwork now. I probably need 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arrington. Make sure that Essence Smith is also included on that email.
And where do I get the breakout room information?
When we get to that point, Ms. Glenn, it will be sent to you. You'll see it on the screen, but just give us a few moments, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
While we're waiting, Ms. Riley.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Trejo, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go into the breakout room with Ms. Riley.
Yes, sir. Ready.
Why don't we do that so we can move his cases also. So we can put Ms. Riley and Mr. Trejo in a breakout room, please.
Thank you.
Ms. Gutierrez, are you with me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez is position 16 work. Did you receive that?
I'm sorry, you were breaking up. I couldn't hear you.
Did you receive Mr. Rodriguez's paperwork?
I have not.
over to,
Do you know if they received my new paperwork, Your Honor?
did you receive the completed paperwork, Ms. Gutierrez?
Yes, I have, and I just forwarded it to Ms. Smith.
Just a moment, Mr. White.
Say it again.
In just a moment.
Yes, sir.
Brown this morning. Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. They're, I'll have you get with them as soon as they're available. How you doing today? Good, good. there an announcement?
Your Honor, I have spoken with Mr. Trejo regarding the cases. I believe he just needs to speak with his clients, but I would also, on Mr. Glenn, position 8, need to speak with the alleged victim in the case, Miss Amy Glenn, before we proceed. I believe we're ready on Mr. Arrington's client, Mr. Williams. However, Mr. Arrington, I only see the plea paperwork here. I do not see the plea and verdict form. There was a second form that needs to be completed.
Are you with us, Mr. Arrington?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. I'm trying to get the other paperwork from my client where I'm having some technical difficulties. So I had to resend it to him.
Okay. So, Ms. Riley, while we're waiting on that, do you want to go into the breakout room with is it Ms. Glenn?
Certainly, Your Honor.
And is she here under the name Allen?
Yes, Your Honor.
So if we put Ms. Glenn and Ms. Riley in a breakout room.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. I'm going to have him come in. This isn't going to be sufficient. Ms. Githier, are you speaking with someone at the present time?
No, Your Honor.
Just wanted to make sure. Mr. White. Can you hear me, Mr. White?
Yes, sir.
I've just received the paperwork and I'm not finding it sufficient for what the court needs. I'm gonna actually need a signature on the paperwork. And number two, I don't think that you understand all of the questions regarding this matter. I think it would be helpful if you were actually in court with me to go through the paperwork since you don't have an attorney, and also to make sure that we have an actual signature on the paperwork. All right, so to give you the opportunity to do that, I have a December 15th calendar that I can put you on if you want to come on December 15th. If you don't want to come until the first of the year, I have a January 11th calendar I can put you on, but I'm going to need to see you down here in person. You're on mute with me, Mr. White.
Can you do the January 11th?
Say it again, January 11th?
Yes, sir.
So you're gonna be required to appear in person on January 11th, okay? So we're gonna send you a notice.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So
Yes, sir.
get it on the notice, Fire Street. So in the main courthouse, we are in the old building, okay? So you'll get that on your notice, okay?
Yes, sir.
What time is it? 9 o'clock. So if you can get here at or before 9 o'clock, so we can get all take. We'd appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to reset you to January 11th at 9 o'clock on a final plea calendar. Okay, and we will have a copy of the paperwork, a new copy of the paperwork for you to complete. Any questions for me?
No, sir.
All right.
I'm good to go.
See you next time.
So,
Ms. Githier, let's see. Mr. Raffoff, are you ready to speak with Ms. Githier? Ms. Githier, would you mind? You do have the cases with Mr. Raffoff, is that right?
Yes, I have Shakita Williams with
Okay.
Mr. Raffoff.
All right, so can you put your number in the chat, or would you like to get his number? How would you all like to communicate?
I can give my number to Miss Smith and she can have him call me.
Will you do that? Thank you. Hey, good morning. I just signed these. Okay, they should be down there somewhere.
Your Honor,
Yes,
I noticed on Mr. Rodriguez's paperwork that he's missing one signature on the plea and verdict. Where it says, I hereby waive voluntarily, knowingly and intelligently waive my rights to a trial by jury or judge.
okay, we'll get him to sign it. Thank you, Ms. Githia.
Thank you.
She's on the phone. Just go ahead and scan it back to her so that she has a complete copy. Ms. Riley, have we received everything on Mr. Williams?
Your Honor, I have not received any more paperwork in regards to Mr. Williams.
Any announcements, Mr. Trejo?
Yes, Your Honor, I have a couple of different announcements. So on Mr. Greer, and let me pull up my calendar just so I have those position numbers ready for you here. So on position, let's see, on position 10, Your Honor, my client will be entering a plea today. I'll fill out that paperwork and send that over to Ms. Riley. I know that was one that Ms. Marshall Story was handling. I've just spoken to position 8, Mr. Glenn. The state has offered us a NOLO plea on that case, on that one. I just spoke to my client. He's willing to take it at this time. I know his mother is present. I know that she was speaking with Miss Riley as well. So if the court would like to hear from them as well, I'm sure the court will hear from them. And then with regard to position 9, I pre-tried this case with Miss Riley, and we agreed that because it's Miss Marshall Story's case and because this case is a little bit more complicated, We agreed that it would be best to reset this one to the next final plea calendar, just so I can take it up with Ms. Marshall Story once she's back in the office.
So position 9 will go on the November 11th final plea calendar, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, that's tomorrow and that's a holiday, November 11th.
Sorry, Ms. Riley, January 11th.
Okay, thank you.
Great. And then on position, let's see. And then on position 18, Your Honor, I've already notified Ms. Githiea. That's Ms. Stinchcomb's case. That one will be a plea today as well. So we'll send the court that documentation and we'll be able to move on these cases today.
If you'll go ahead and get the paperwork filled out for those, please, Mr. Trejo, and get them to Ms. Riley. We'll take them in turn.
Great. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
And Mr. Trejo, that will be sent to Ms. Riley as well as Ms. Essence Smith.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Are you back with me, Ms. Githiea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you have the completed paperwork on Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Proceed with that plea.
Yes, I am ready.
Mr. Yes. Good morning again, Mr. Rodriguez.
Good morning.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Rodriguez, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You also have the right to have counsel present to represent you. If you It's my understanding that you wish to move forward in this matter pro se, meaning without the advice of counsel. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Githia?
Yes, Your Honor. The state expects the evidence to show that on December 2nd, 2018, an officer conducted a traffic stop on Old Alabama Road near the intersection of Riverside Road in Fulton County for a vehicle traveling without any headlights. The officer initiated the stop and Mr. Rodriguez was driving the vehicle, and the officer smelled a strong odor of alcohol on Mr. Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez had slurred speech, and there was also an empty bottle of Modelo located in the passenger floorboard of the vehicle. Mr. Rodriguez was cited for DUI less safe and driving with no headlights and transported to Alpharetta Jail. The offer is 12 months to serve 24 hours, credit for time served 24 hours, a $300 fine, 40 hours of community service, alcohol drug evaluation and treatment, and risk reduction program.
Is that your understanding of the offer, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rodriguez, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 003265E, you wish to plead guilty to driving under the influence of alcohol less safe. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
Right to counsel in this matter, and it's my understanding that you have waived your right to counsel.
Yes, sir.
You also understand that by entering this guilty plea, that you have a right to a trial by jury, and by your guilty plea, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury.
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
You have gone through the plea statement form. Did you go through that line by line?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the bottom of the document?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if you're currently on probation, that your probation can be affected by this guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, your immigration status might be affected by this guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
Do you give this plea with full understanding of the charge against you?
Yes, sir.
I will accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Rodriguez, let's see, I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms of the probation, it will go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Okay. Yes,
All
sir.
right, you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Let me get, and we will give you the address to where you need to go to report to probation. You should report in the next 2 weeks, okay?
Okay.
All right. So just hang tight for us and we'll get you the paper, the rest of your paper.
Oh, okay. Can I fill up the paperwork right here?
Okay, yes, you're fine. Do we have an announcement, Mr. Raffoff?
Yeah, on the Sharita Williams. Number 21, I think we're gonna ask for a resign after we check. We'll be okay to go on that.
January 11th.
She's still on the Senate.
All right, so Ms. Williams, your case is going to be set to January 11th on the final plea calendar at 9 a.m. so that your counsel can continue to investigate your case. Let's see. Oh, maybe she's not. I don't know if she logged back on.
I just talked to her.
Okay.
On
Yeah. Yeah. Five.
I have not talked to the solicitor, but Mr. Brown is not competent this morning to proceed, and I would like a reset.
Okay. We'll reset him till January 11th.
Your Honor, I apologize. I do have Mr. Raffov's number, but I have not had an opportunity to speak with him. But that's fine. I can email or conference with him at a later time.
Now, that's fine, but that would be, that will not change my request.
Okay. Mr. Raffoff has informed the court that Mr. Brown is not competent to proceed this morning. As such, we will give him the opportunity to one final reset on this matter until January 11th.
Yes, Your Honor. And that is going on a final plea calendar.
On the final plea calendar. And Mr. Raffoff, if you would speak with your client and Ms. Riley prior to that date, so that if there is going to be a plea in the case, that we can move that forward. Okay.
And Mr. Raffoff, I did email you regarding this case on November the 1st. So if you still have that email, if you could just reply to that.
That's your email. I've discussed that with him, yes.
Okay.
You can call me now if you want.
Okay, I will try to give you a call, but I have to take a plea really quick. Your Honor, Mr. Arrington has sent a picture of the plea and verdict form. He's having some technical difficulties, I guess. But Mr. Arrington, I will let you know you can sign with express permission for your client. I actually don't even see them on Zoom anymore.
I'm here.
Yes, but I don't see Mr. Arrington.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. I'm not sure what happened to Mr. Arrington, Your Honor.
Well, see if he comes back.
Okay. In the meantime, I will try to speak with Mr. Raffoff, but also two of the pleas that for Ms. Marshall Story, Mr. Trejo does not have the paperwork, although he was supposed to have that paperwork. So I'm just trying to multitask, Your Honor. If you could just bear with me. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we only have these pleas to take. So when anybody's ready, just let the court know.
Mr. Trejo, I am going to respond to your email, but I just wanted to make sure that Ms. Marshall Story did not send you any plea paperwork.
She did not. She sent me, what she sent me before she went out of office was all of her updated offers on these cases, but not the paperwork.
Okay, thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Arrington, are you back with us?
I am, Your Honor. Apologies, we're having technical difficulties. I believe I was able to get them the plea and verdict form. My client had to take a picture of it with his phone, but I was able to forward that over, as well as the other plea paperwork.
Okay, Ms. Riley, are you with me?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Did you receive?
I did, as well as Ms. Smith, but Ms. Smith says she is not able to open. It's only a picture of the plea and verdict form. But Mr. Arrington, what I was saying while you were away, I didn't realize you weren't on, was that you can sign with express permission for Mr. Williams if you choose, if that would help.
Okay, let me try one last time. But so you were able to open it, but she was not able to open it.
Correct, and they will need to see it.
Okay,
To move forward.
Let me try one last time to get it over to him and see. For whatever reason, it allows him to sign it, but for whatever reason, it's not sending it back to me. So give me one last second.
No problem, but it would be a lot faster if you would
Just do it.
just sign, yes, with his express permission.
Okay.
And then just send that to me and Ms. Smith.
Okay, will do.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Have a good day.
That's all I had.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, I apologize. And Mr. Raffoff, I'm trying to draft the plea paperwork for Mr. Trejo's clients, so I will just call you or email you on Mr. Shane Brown.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
really quickly, excuse me, Mr. Arrington, do you have the ability to scan an email? If not, would you, for the plea and verdict form, give Judge Morrow express permission to sign for you and Mr. Williams? Since we have the plea paperwork, we would just need an express permission for the plea and verdict form to be signed. Just trying to move this along.
No, thank you. I'm fine with express permission. That's no problem at all.
Okay. So, Ms. Smith, I will send you a blank plea and verdict form, if you can give that to Judge Morrow.
I think I was able to get one over there, or I was able to just send one. Hopefully you guys can receive it. And if not, then I'm fine with proceeding with the express permission in the court, filling it in. Did you receive it, Ms. Rowland?
Yes, give me just a moment. Yes, I have it. I'm able to open it and it is signed. And I believe, Judge Morrow, the plea and verdict form was also sent to Ms. Smith.
let you know when she receives it.
Thank you.
Okay, I have on the Williams matter.
Your Honor, we would, for basis of the plea, we would stipulate to the factual basis.
Okay, Mr. Williams, can you activate your camera and unmute yourself for the court, please?
Hello? Need you to turn your camera on, please, sir, Mr. Williams.
Okay, I'm on.
You raise your right hand for me, Williams. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this? Nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Right. Anything further?
Your Honor, your mic goes out when they're unmuted, so I'm gonna have to have them muted while you talk, and then they'll have to unmute themselves because we can't hear you when they're unmuted.
Judge, we would just ask that the court accept our negotiated plea to a NOLO on this charge, a NOLO plea on this charge. And we would ask that termination, that the probation terminate once he has paid the $500 fine.
Ms. Riley?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's offered to the speeding is a $500 fine. 12 months probation, $500 fine. There is no objection to probation terminating upon completion of the conditions.
Okay. Mr. Williams, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 0021742G, you wish to plead guilty to speeding. Is that correct?
Judge, we're doing a NOLO plea, please.
The state does not have an objection, Your Honor.
I'm gonna, it's not indicated here on the paperwork, so if it's all right with counsel, I'm gonna circle NOLO.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's fine. We'll give you express permission to do that. Thank you.
And I also see that on the plea and verdict form, the accusation number is different than the accusation number that's on the guilty plea statement form. If you'll tell me the correct one, I will.
Yes, Your Honor, and that, my apologies. It should be 17 CR 021742G as in George.
Okay. On the plea, the guilty plea statement form, it's a different number, so I am correct that.
Thank you. And again, that's probably my error, so my apologies.
Okay, so again, Mr. Williams, it's my understanding that in case 17 CR 021742G, you wish to plead no to this meeting. Is that correct?
Yes.
You under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, I'm not.
Represented by counsel, are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes.
Understand the trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up NOLO to it. You're giving up your right to a trial by jury.
Yes, I do.
Anyone forced or coerced you to plead NOLO?
No, they have.
I will NOLO plea as negotiated. As soon as you pay the $500 fine, the probation will terminate. Okay.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Williams.
All right, good luck to you too also. Thank you.
Your Honor, that's all that I have, ma'am. Be excused.
Have a good day, both of you. Thank you.
Thank you, you too.
And Your Honor, I did just send the unsigned plea paperwork for position 8, Charles Glenn, to Mr. Trejo.
Confirming receipt. So we'll get that to the court briefly. And I did send the court the paperwork for Ms. Stinchcomb. That's position 18.
Yes, I do have that paperwork. Do you want to work out all of your pleas, Mr. Trejo, or do you want to take a plea, or would you prefer to complete the paperwork and take them all together?
We can take them as they come in, Your Honor. I know that Ms. Riley is still working on a couple others, so we can go ahead and do Ms. Stinchcomb, and then I'll get Mr. Glenn's back as we wait for Mr. Greer.
Okay. Okay. Good morning again, Ms. Stinchcomb. Can you raise your right hand for me? You swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Put your hand down. Ms. Githier?
Yes, Your Honor. The state expects the evidence to show that on September 3rd, 2020, officers were called to 4581 Hopewell Road in College Park in Fulton County regarding a battery family violence incident in which Rasheen Stinchcomb did intentionally strike Jason Stinchcomb and caused a visible cut above his left eye, which was bleeding, as well as visible scrapes to his hip and left shoulder. The offer is 12 months to serve 1 day, credit for time served 1 day, family violence intervention program, 40 hours of community service, and no further violent contact with the victim, Jason Stinchcomb.
Mr. Trejo?
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask the court to accept the plea as negotiated. My client did indicate that she would like to enter this plea under the first offender status. So we would ask the court to entertain that. My client has no other record. She's done right, and she's indicated to me that she will continue to do right, and that there won't be an issue complying with any terms of probation. Given that she did retain the services of the public defender, and she is currently looking for work, I would also respectfully ask the court if we would be able to waive her probation costs.
Okay. Any objection, Ms. Githier, to first offender?
state does object to the first offender, Your Honor. In this situation, Mr. Stinchcomb did have a serious cut above his eye. And for that reason, we do object to a first offender in this matter.
Does she have, to your knowledge, any previous history, Ms. Githia?
Let me just double check. This is the only offense on her criminal history.
As such, I'm going to allow her to use her first offender.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Stinchcomb, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 004586E, you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. Is that correct? You're on mute, Ms. Stinchcomb.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you hear my question?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, Your Honor.
Represented by counsel, are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
When forced or coerce you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I will accept the plea, excuse me, as negotiated. Ms. Stinchcomb, I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, and let me just I have received 2 sets of paperwork, Stinchcomb, and I don't have a signed page 2 of the plea sheet. Do you have that, Ms. Githia?
Yes, Your Honor. Let me send that over.
And Ms. Stinchcomb, in that is the information concerning probation. So if you will get that from the chat, and if you will make sure to report to probation within the next 2 weeks, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything further, once I get that paperwork, anything further from Ms. Stinchcomb?
Nothing from me, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
You have a good day, Ms. Stinchcomb.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I resent it to Ms. Smith, and it's all 3 pages, but they all are signed.
Okay, thank you.
And I just returned the paperwork for position 8, Mr. Glenn. So that should be coming shortly.
And then I have that, and have pleas on position 16 and 10. Is that right?
8 and 10 are mine. I can't speak to 16, Your Honor. I don't know if that was directed at me. Apologies.
Oh, position 16, we taken that plea in Mr. Rodriguez, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, if I could just have a few more moments, I'm finishing up the paperwork for position 9, or position 10, excuse me, Mr. Greer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we ready with Mr. Glenn? I do have his paperwork.
Ready, Your Honor. And I see that I know Mr. Glenn is present as well. So Mr. Glenn, if you could, there you go. If you could turn your camera on and unmute yourself, we'll be ready to go.
I am present, Your Honor.
Great.
Right hand for me, sir. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Riley?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a moment while I pull out the police report. And I do believe, I'm not sure if she's still with us, but Ms. Amy Glenn did want to make an impact statement.
I don't see her on here. I
No,
can.
she signed off.
Okay,
And we stipulate to a factual basis. That'll make things run smoother.
yes, thank you. In that regard, Your Honor, the state's offer to 1 count of simple battery, NOLO plea is 12 months to serve 24 hours, credit for time served 24 hours. The balance on probation. And while on probation, Mr. Glenn is to continue with all prescribed medication and treatment, to have no alcohol or unprescribed medication. There is no early termination of probation, but it is to go or is to be non-reporting, as Mr. Glenn lives in Florida now.
Okay, Mr. Trejo?
That's it, Your Honor. This is a NOLO plea that the state has extended to us. We just ask that the court accept as negotiated.
All right, Mr. Glenn, it's my understanding that you wish to plead NOLO to simple battery. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
Represented by counsel, are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading NOLO to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
When forced or coerced you to plead NOLO?
No.
I will accept the NOLO plea as negotiated, Mr. Glenn. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and the probation information is in the chat. And if you have any questions about that, just reach out to me, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You got it.
Do I have a permission to go, Your Honor?
Yes, have a good day, sir.
You too.
And so the final case, I believe, is number 2.
That's right, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm still working on that paperwork. Give me just a few more minutes.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Thank you.
Ms. Smith, can you put this in the recycling? Yeah. Thank you. So we still waiting on the signed paperwork?
That's about to be sent to the court, Your Honor. All right, that's just been sent to the court.
Okay, are we ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do we have Mr. Greer?
Yeah, Mr. Greer is currently on the call as Alcatel Joy Tab 2. Mr. Greer, if you could unmute and turn on the camera.
Okay.
There we go.
Can you hear me, Mr.?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm truth, the whole truth?
Yes, sir.
You're cutting out, Your Honor.
I'm gonna have to mute him, Your Honor.
And we will stipulate to a factual basis as well.
Ms. Riley?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's recommendation to count one, driving under the influence of alcohol per se, is 12 months to serve 72 hours. Credit for time served, 72 hours. The balance on probation, a $1,000 fine, an alcohol and drug evaluation and any treatment that is recommended, 80 hours of community service, 1 victim impact panel. Count 3, which is the endangering a child by driving under the influence, is 12 months probation consecutive to count 1 and a $500 fine. Counts 2, 4 through 6 are to be null crossed. And Your Honor, I know that Mr. Trejo and Mr. Guerrero are stipulating to a factual basis, but we would like it noted for the record that Mr. Greer returned at a .267.
Thank you, Ms. Riley.
Thank you.
Mr. Trejo?
Nothing further, Your Honor, just that the court would accept the plea as negotiated. I would like the court to know that my client has since moved to Florida in the last 2 years. So this will be one where he will need to be reporting by phone. And just ask that the court also waive his probation fees. Again, just because he indicated that he would need some time to pay the substantial fines associated with this penalty.
Okay. Mr. Greer, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 003744E, you wish to plead guilty to driving under the influence per se and endangering a child DUI. Is that correct? I guess you're gonna have to unmute him now. Is that correct?
Can you hear me?
Any drug
I can't hear you.
under the in
No, sir.
representation?
I can't hear you. It keeps cutting out.
Counsel, are you satisfied with his representation?
Please unmute yourself, Mr. Greer, after every question.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You have a jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Alex, I will waive the probation fees for you while to help you get it, but you'll have to be on probation for the entire time. Good luck to you, Mr. Greer.
Thank you.
You can log off, Mr. Greer, and you have my phone number if you have any questions about anything, okay?
And do we have those null process?
I apologize, Your Honor, but again, with some connections, we can't hear you if they're speaking, so we have to unmute and unmute.
Okay, thank you. And when Ms. Smith is ready, we'll go over the calendar. I don't think they can.
It's very faint. And now we can't hear. Okay.
Your Honor, there's an Irvin Etienne trying to get in. Should I allow this person in so you can see why they are appearing?
Yes, that's fine.
Ready? Position 1, 3,
Position 2, plea. Position 3, jury trial. Position 4, reset final plea for January 11th. Position 5, reset final plea for January 11th. Position 6, reset final plea for January 11th. Position 7, null pros. Position 8, plea. Position 9, reset final plea.
We couldn't hear you. Position 9 was a final plea win.
111.
9 is reset final for January 11th.
Thank you.
Position 10, plea. Position 11, reset final plea, January 11th. Position 12, show cause, December 15th. Position 13, no pros. Position 14, no pros. Position 15, FTA bench warrant. Position 16, plea. 17, reset final plea, January 11th. Position 18, plea. Position 19, transfer to DUI court. Position 20, for January 11th. Position 21, reset final plea for January 11th. Position 22, plea.
Excuse me, what for position 20 is reset for January 11th for a final plea?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Etienne, I see you there. Can you activate your camera?
Yes, hello?
Etienne, your case was null pros. It was dismissed.
I'm sorry, sir. I had just left work.
Okay, I'm telling you, your case was dismissed.
It was dismissed?
It was.
All right, I appreciate it. Is there anything I have to do?
No, sir.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, sir.
Let's see. Could we go off of, we're done with court. Can we go off of live stream so I can talk to counsel for, please?